Today's date is August 11th, 2024. And we have Norman Rader in front of us. And in the background, you see a lady up on the plane there. And that was his aunt that helped build those planes. So Norman, tell us a little bit about you, and then tell us a little bit about your aunt.
Well, my name is Norman J. Ryder. I was born July 8, 1933. I lived in Evansville all my life. I worked at Bucyrus Erie Company as a machinist and quality control technician. I served in the United States Army with the Corps of Engineers and had a tour of duty in Germany. I worked with post-World War II and after the Korean conflict. I worked in the engineer depot in Hanau, Germany with German nationals. I worked right along with German civilians, I guess you call them. And I had a good tour of duty, and I'm proud to have served in my country.
U.S. Army, you're a ground pounder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the U.S. Army.
Tell us a little bit about that lady behind you.
Well, this lady's real name is Gladys Pauline Boyle. And she was from Evansville, Indiana. And she was a great lady, a wonderful aunt. And I know she contributed to the war effort by working in Republic Aviation.
How many years did she work there?
For sure, I don't know.
Yeah. What did she do at Republic Aviation?
Well, for sure, I don't know exactly what she did do, what her occupation was.
But they put her on top of that propeller there that we see in the background here.
Yeah, now Miss Rader.
Miss Rader is what they called her, yeah. And pretty important here for Evansville history to see her and to see her nephew here talking about it. When did she die and what's her full name?
Well, her full name is
Louder?
Gladys Pauline Boyle. She was married to Leonard Malk.
Okay.
That was her married name. And he was a school teacher and athletic director at North Polson. I don't know exactly her date of death. My son probably knows, but
that's all right. But she was important in World War II, and that's an important exhibit for us. And there it is, right behind there. There's her name when she's married. It says Miss Ryder, and it's got Miss Ryder, or Rader, 1944. It's got a picture of her in the movies there, or in the newspaper. Miss Rader there in the background, and it says Pauline Boyle named Miss Rader in 1944, and that's his aunt. So very important in the construction here in World War II. Okay, Norman talked a minute ago about Bucyrus, Erie. Bucyrus, Erie came to Evansville about the beginning of 1900, stayed till about 1984. Norman worked there 33 years of his life. My grandmother worked there in 1918 to 1919. But you see the company there, Erie, Pennsylvania, some Bucyrus, Ohio, Evansville, Indiana, Milwaukee. So tell us about what you did at Bucyrus there, Norman. Say your whole name again.
My name is Norman J. Ryder. I was employed at Bucyrus Erie Company here in Evansville, Indiana.
What year did you start there, and did you go to mechanical arts too?
I was graduated of Memorial High School, but I attended mechanical arts and took machine shop. I was hired in at Bucyrus Erie in August of 1951 as an apprentice machinist. And I fulfilled my apprenticeship, a 2-year apprenticeship. Then I was drafted into the United States Army. I come back to work at Bucyrus Erie, spent the rest of my career working there at Bucyrus. I was a machinist for most of my time there, and then I took a job in the quality control department. About the last 8 years the plant was in existence here in Evansville.
What year did you quit there?
Well, when the plant shut down.
81 to 84.
Yeah. It was a great experience working there. I had a lot of good fellow workers. We built quality machinery. I still can't decide what happened to Bucyrus Erie because they're not existing anymore. But that's the way it was, you know.
So you know Mrs. Tong, you know Harold Pettis, You know Benedict, you know all those guys.
Harold just passed her a while back. Yeah,
And then the Shank worked there, and he gave us that.
Roman Shank, this their 88B scale model. You see here, Roman Shank built it. Or I knew him personally. He worked on the wrecking floor at Bucyrus, Erie. He donated that model to the museum here.
His widow's still living.
I think so.
And then remember, Bucyrus Erie helped make about half the equipment for the Panama Canal in 1914.
I think they used the Bucyrus Erie machinery, steam-operated shovels back in them days to build the canal.
Yeah. And one more time about your aunt. It was your aunt-in-law, that Mrs. Rader. That
It was my wife's aunt through marriage.
Yeah, Miss
And
Rader.
she was a great lady and a wonderful person.
Thank you, Norman. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming to the museum today.
Well,